Hello again, people. Right, I felt really mean, come over all guilty about not sharing the settings on here, because I know the few people that do watch the videos are the ones that actually should be rewarded with the settings. So what a stupid thing for me to do, really. So here are the settings for this this dashboard. So we'll go through them slowly. You'll have to pause the video and so on and so forth, or run it really slow in order to get them. So indicators list. First we'll do the bollingerband one, and hopefully you can see most of those settings in the middle of the screen now. So running down from the top, we've got 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute. Obviously you can decide what you like best on those. The lower time frames like 1 hour, 30 minute, say for example, or 5 minute there, if you really are a 1 minute scalper, or even less, 30 minute, 15 minute, 5 minute, something like that. This is the default setting. A lot of this I don't understand, of course. Then you've got your currency pairs, or it will load every symbol that's on your market list over to the left hand side, bearing in mind this is MT4, of course. Then this one I don't really understand. It was set to 60 by default. I'm playing with that because I guess it is it's the frequency that these are looked at and held and changed. So that's a work in progress too. What else have we got going on here? So it was set to 60. I'm playing with it because there does seem to be a sort of a little bit of a discrepancy. If you close the chart and then reopen it, or change the currency pair you're looking at, it does refresh and it might look slightly different. So that's worth keeping note of. 540 is the distance from left to right on your chart. So obviously I've got it set to the middle. Right upper gets that setting right. You can, obviously these are self-explanatory. 40 is the distance from the top to the bottom. Then the other number is the distance between the two the columns, this lot and to the left. Then 4040 is pretty self-explanatory, distance between the columns, and everything else is pretty self-explanatory. So hopefully you've been able to see this. I'm not bothered about the alert. It's set on, but in fact I don't want to be alerted. I'm not interested in that, so I'll set that to off. And that's it. So there's the Bollinger Band indicator settings. Hopefully you can see all of those on your video. Then multi-pair pivot point scanner. Well, as I said before, this is this one here. I like it on the charts because I can go between the charts from this dashboard, which is brilliant. Much more of an upgrade on the old ADR extremes that we looked at. And then, as I've said before, you can't see it here, but I just use it if we're up to look where we are in relation to the pivots. So really it's just a very, very fast way to see whether we are overextended like S3, S4, or we're sat on the pivots, PP, or we are R1, R4, etc. Sorry, R3, R4, etc. So it's a very quick visual aid for that, and for flicking to the charts quickly. Settings, as you can see, are pretty straightforward. Most of it is default on here, I think, so I'll just literally just scroll down. You can see what I've got set there. Symbols in list is this here, or you get the whole list of the market watch you've got open. So not bothered about alerts. I haven't even looked into that. Bounce, time frame, candles. I mean, whoever wrote this did an amazing job on Forex Factory, and they're both quite new dashboards. I've not seen them before, so very, very feel very lucky to have just stumbled across them, to be honest with you. Especially the Bollinger one. That's just been a game changer already. And I don't really know how the thing works. So you've got loads of settings I haven't even looked at here. Holy cow, I haven't looked at any of them. all I've done is use the default settings, and then everything else is pretty standard. So there's nothing on this one that I really need to talk about, really. So that should set itself up pretty straightforward. What are we going on to? Currency strength. Well, that's been around for ages, and the settings are on one of the previous videos. So once again, you've got all your currency pairs in slightly different format. Everything else is pretty standard out of the box, and then the only thing is lower corner 650 for the distance from left to right, 50 for your vertical positioning and so on, from the bottom upwards 50 pixels or whatever it is, and refresh interval. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. So that's that one, and finally the RSI dash. Again, what I've got this one done, it's pretty standard. So if you have these D1 or W1, D1, so on, it's left to right, that's pretty self-explanatory. That's an option. All your usual pairs of your choice. RSI period, I've got it set to 13. When I'm scalping, I set it to the 8 because that coincides with the 3CR precisely, as near as damn it anyway. So a 3CR, I don't mention this enough, a 3CR with an RSI histo break above the 20 set to the 8 period, those are the strongest moves in my opinion. When you get that, you know, don't bet the house on it, but bet the house on it, if you know what I mean. So you know, they are the ones to wait for, especially if you waited you know, patiently for an hour, 2 or 3 hours or whatever, and you get that 3CR with the RSI histo bust, break and close. They are the ones to go for, in my opinion, and obviously they work on every time frame, relatively so. Upper level 64, again 36 and 64 coincide with the 3CR and the 20 levels accordingly, and that's about it. Everything else is pretty straightforward. Oh yeah, your settings, 20 pips away from the left. Oh sorry, that's the alert. What am I talking about? Shift, display up and down. Yeah, that's the shift parameters I've got. So there's nothing else. Everything else is pretty well set to. Never bothered with the alerts on it. Everything else is pretty standard, box standard. So hopefully that helps you. All of these indicators are freely available on the fantastic Forex Factory forum. I don't say this enough either. There are so many fantastic traders on there. They make social media traders in the main look like complete tosspots, because everything on Forex Factory is shared for free. Any scammers are exposed instantly, so you know you're not getting messed around. So little bit of a preach there. I wonder what GJ's doing. Yeah, it's pushed up. We saw 17 pips. We're closed 90% of this, so it's a free trade now. But these moves today have been absolutely stonking. So yeah, this dashboard has given me numerous. Whoops, that's an old chart there. Numerous opportunities that I wouldn't have had this morning, especially last week, as I'm learning my way around this thing. But just quickly, in case you haven't watched the other video, the ones you want to be looking at are the ones that are green in the main, like that. But these, if I understand the indicator correctly, these are when you get the most recent changeovers. Now, I will flip between time frames on here, and you'll see this will probably change. So it's worth doing that. Stick it on an hourly. That'll disappear, I think. And then refresh. That's weird, it's not done it. Maybe I need to switch currency pairs. Oh yeah, it's changing around, see. So buy zone, UJ, or no, ETH. Aha, they've come into play again. So let's have a look. Power's come into those. You can see that on that dashboard too. Yep, that's good to go. So if I was watching this and interested in trading this, it probably would have been sensible to have a little bash here. But you know, I don't like trading these in the weekdays. Weekends, fine, just for a bit of fun. But and also 7-day week trading. But weekday is not my thing. But again, you know, here, that's where you want to be getting in. This is where the Bollingers are just so fantastic. They just tie up with the TMO slope and the RSI histo and the Bollingers, and all your indicators will be right, and then all you literally just wait for your normal pullbacks on the lower time frames and your triggers to go in. So quickly just have a look at when would have been the perfect time to consider entering there. And you can see we've got the slope has done its stuff, the RSI histo is doing its stuff, the 3CR is doing its stuff, and we would have been in the buy zone here. Thank you very much. And as you can see, I mean, it's just incredible. I just love it, absolutely love it. Everything, that's the reason these are on these dashboards. Everything ties in. What came first? Lower time frame 3CRs or higher time frame 3CRs, break of the 3489, break of old resistance, everything agrees. And what more can you possibly want? And then all you have, you know, these things teach you how to trade basically. If you know what you're doing, they teach you how to trade. So thanks for watching, have a great day. Alerts going off everywhere as usual. Thank you again to Aaron for his fantastic 3CR alert.